Hello, hello, hello. Happy holidays, everyone. And welcome back to another episode of the Couch Potato Queens covering season 38 of the challenge, Ride or Dies. I am Steven, and join with me tonight is Mr. Doug. What's happening?
Not much. I feel like Scrooge McDuck over here, and I'm letting you carry all the festive spirit for the both of us, which, I mean, honestly could cover like 4 people. So I am here for all of it, and thank you for bringing the holiday cheer for everyone.
If I'm going to do one thing, it's going to be staying lit one way or another.
Oh, staying lit. Yes, Steven. You're on your game today. I like it. It's been a minute since we've been here, so I'm glad that we can catch up on the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks of there's a big difference in the game.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sophie Dophie. Yeah, we're finally well, I guess not finally, but we had a big old twist since the last time we spoke.
Mm-hmm. 2 big old twists.
Yeah, a lot. I don't know how I feel about them, but we'll get into that. Yeah, we're no Ride or Dies have separated.
Yes, but still tied. Ride or Dies are still tied by some way, which that's what I'm curious is how that's going to shake out in the end.
Yeah, I don't know where it's going. I'm just kind of upset that we saw Kenny leave and he's still not gone.
Who? Well, we can't fully get rid of him. He brings so much. They weren't even going to put in that twist, but they were like, you know what? We can't fully lose Kenny. What can we do to still have the possibility of Kenny with us? So I think that's really what happened. I mean, they were like, wow, what do we do now? We lost our main, person. How do we continue this season without the brilliance and content that Kenny just really brings,
Whatever will we do?
Whatever would we do without Kenny? We missed him so much this week.
Yeah, poor Kenny was never going to survive on either team.
No, but it was really, I guess, yeah, if we go back to that episode, it was dumb to get rid of Kenny. Like, that was Kenny was a great asset for the other team by having him on that team. Like,
yeah, you keep him
around in the game
there.
in general. Yeah, if I'm the other team, I know that I'm going to, even if I'm Devin, I want to keep him there so that if I get thrown in, I can go against Kenny. It was kind of surprising that they made that decision, but I guess their loyalty to each other kind of outweighed the fact that they would have a advantage by keeping him in. But yeah, that was interesting because I think that there's an argument to be made that keeping Kenny would have been better for both teams.
Honestly, yeah, but he would just be the goat they brought to the end, I guess. I mean, yeah, I would, if I were in that position, I would always keep someone around who you can beat. If it's just, with that small amount of choices, I mean, there's 4 people going into interrogation. Like, that's
right. Yeah, I thought that strategy may have played out or should have played out a little bit more when they were picking the teams. So maybe we start there too with the different teams that Fessy picked and versus what Mariah picked, because instead of picking, okay, I want a really strong team, which Mariah didn't do anyways, like, don't you kind of just want to pick, okay, I'm going to pick 2 girls that are definitely worse than me that I could beat in elimination. I guess at that time they didn't know that they were going to be doing
right.
Female versus male eliminations and that you'd be going up against your own team. But I don't know what else they thought was going to happen, I guess.
Well, here, I have graphics of the teams minus Kenny. Just because these are current, and I got the screenshots from last night's episode. Perfect. But let's take a look at at Team Fessy, I guess. So he likes to think it's his team.
Which is interesting because like this week they gave them colors. Are we going to carry through those colors? Because like I do feel as though we need a name for each team. Like, do we have to keep referring it to Fessy team and Mariah's team? Like,
right? Which
is it orange and green? What is it?
I wondered why for the previous episode, why all of a sudden we're split into teams and you do a like 1v1 type of battle and not a team versus team. That was
right.
That was interesting.
Yeah, the structure is a little crazy.
Let's take a look at that. So we have, let's see, for the men, Nelson, Fessy, Chauncey, Bananas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess keeping Chauncey in there, that's one good thing, but he also is in there by default. I think the girl, they're kind of stacked with the girls.
Well, yes, I think the girls by far are. Ooh, that's interesting.
T.
That is some tea. I'm also curious to see what the structure is going forward, right? Because the last 2 weeks, we've had a guy elimination and a girl elimination where they threw in one person and then the other 3 were up for the dagger. So you can't do that anymore, though. If the other team loses, they only have 3 possible people going up. So how is that going to work going forward?
Yeah, there's no way the daggers are going to continue after this most recent episode. Unless there's 2 daggers. No, that still wouldn't even work because only one person can be safe. So I guess maybe that'll be the last of the daggers. Whoever pulls the safe, it's just them.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, because then they would be safe, and then the other person automatically goes in.
And by that time, after the next 2 eliminations, I'm pretty sure that is when the I guess Redemption House people will be coming back into the game.
You think?
I think it's going to last 4 weeks, and I'm pretty sure. Actually, no. This is how I know for sure. I listened to the official challenge podcast with Kenny and Casey, and Kenny talked about being locked in a hotel room and whatever amount of time he said. It sounded like it was. I swear he didn't say 4 weeks, but maybe he did. But it was alluding to that, and it only kind of makes sense because you see in the mid-season trailer, TJ's like, all right, let's bring them out. And you see people walking out. I can't see it going anywhere past, 4 players.
Yeah, but so when they come back, and they can only come back if their partner is still in the game, right? Like if both partners go out, are they both gone?
I think that's what I think. I'm pretty sure if Nelson were to go home next week, I don't think
I don't know how that works either. And do they come back for the final? And how is this final going to be structured too? Like, is it every person?
That's why I think they're going to only have this like team twist in for I swear 4 episodes.
I think so
too. I think once they've done away with anyone who's staying in the hotel, they'll pair people back up with their ride or dies.
And then you think they'll do the final as
pairs for sure.
And thank you. Yes. Thank you for noticing. Yes. Instagram does use my tweets.
Thank you.
As they should.
Yeah, except they didn't use they used my second most viral tweet last week because the first one said, we're 3 weeks in or we're this many weeks in. We're just now finding out Kenny has a wife and a kid.
Seriously.
I was shocked. I thought he was in the fam.
No, I never thought he was really in the fam. I just thought he was just very introverted, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Kenny.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this other team though, because it is kind of
Yeah. So the explanation that we got too was that Mariah really wanted Jordan on her team, right? And then like that was like her main thing, was she just really wanted to have Jordan on her team. But did the strategy stop there? Like, was that it? Because yeah, could have done some other things here.
Well, there's one thing I did catch, and I had to rewatch, and I've seen others talk about this. Fessy at one point definitely got to choose two guys in a row. And it wasn't like they were just doing the, like snake style choosing. He definitely chose two guys in a row. And then Mariah chose a guy. It was clear, which I don't know if that was, that just doesn't seem random to me.
No, I know. I remember hearing that and listening to it on the podcast too. But like, I feel as though that was Mariah's decision. Like, she probably could have chosen two guys in a row,
unless maybe
for whatever reason
she
didn't.
Well, it's because in the first instructions, TJ clearly says, no, he says to Fessy, choose a girl that you want on your team. That's when he chooses Casey, and then Mariah gets Jordan. But then I don't know. I guess maybe they. I thought that was interesting. Unless they shot it out of order. No, they didn't, because you can see who's still down there. I don't know. That was
yeah,
odd.
I know. That was very odd how that all went down. Because yeah, it's more advantageous to get like for Casey, when you do a girl, like there's such a big gap between Casey and Kenny, right? Whereas like there's a reason Tori and Devin were picked last, is because they're pretty equal. There's not as big of a gap between their value. So they were picked last because you either, Tori and Devin, I feel like, are pretty equal. Whichever one you get.
You're right. Talk about a gap in value in pairs.
A gap in value.
Oh my gosh. Really though.
Yeah.
But it was I don't know. Fessy, just this whole way he's been in Mariah. Just hearing the back tea on him, just like what was it? They were going into interrogation, and like Mariah was like really sick, and he just said, "Not my partner, not my problem." Like, what he's same Fessy I knew.
Yeah, he's just always very selfish, I guess. Very self-interested. Like nothing else really matters. And it's weird because it doesn't really come to bite him Ever. Like it should have. When Nelson should have put him in. Like that was a prime opportunity where it's like, okay, this should come back to bite you because you don't maintain these relationships with people. Case in point, Nelson. But then Nelson still was just like, whatever. I'm gonna throw in my girl instead. I don't know. It's frustrating.
Well, Nerys just said on the podcast that apparently, I don't know which win it was. No, it was their first win, their first daily win, that Nerys wanted to put Nani and Bananas in, just straight up.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Nani comes crying to her. I kind of get it, but she worked her magic. Saying it was Johnny's birthday and her mom's birthday.
Yeah,
I just she should have stuck to it.
I also feel like in addition to that, production was probably not wanting that decision to happen either. So all of those things combined, I feel like probably influenced that decision. But
these teams are just I don't know. I guess Jordan, Amber's only really good at eliminations. Devin. But this Jordan Devin beef, I had no idea there was such a thing. Like they were trying to make up by the fire. I didn't know it was a thing. But I will say, I don't know. I'm enjoying Jordan. I don't know how, but I'm kind of enjoying him. But he is gaslighting Tori a little bit here and there. He's being a little, I don't know, he's being a little petty patty.
Well, I also, though, I don't know what Tori's expecting. Like, are you expecting Jordan to just be fully invested into you again? Like, you had to realize that ship has pretty much kind of sailed. And so I don't know. There was times, especially in this episode, where I was like, I'm not sure if I think that Tori has any room to really be that upset. Like, yeah, she can feel as though, like, I don't know. And I don't want to defend Jordan, but I do feel like we're getting a lot of Jordan content, like, even when we don't really need it. Like, him explaining the teams, breaking down the teams. Anybody could have done that confessional, right? In this last episode where he was telling you exactly who's on whose team, which makes me think that, and I mean, I don't see Jordan going home anytime soon here anyways, but
No way.
I think MTV's investing heavy into Jordan and trying to, make him the star and front runner of this series now.
I did not see it coming. I'll be honest.
I didn't either.
Did not see it coming. I was shocked when I saw the cast list for All Stars 3, let alone returning back to. But I think they were struggling for a storyline. They knew they needed this Tori and Jordan storyline.
Well, I mean, the thing is, though, too, like, he is so athletically gifted, like, that he is going to be a favorite to win most. I mean, he's great in pretty much everything that he does. So he's got to dictate a lot of the storyline just because he's going to be winning quite often.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I think he's the odds-on favorite to win the final too, I would say.
Not if he's running with Anissa. She's built for comfort.
True. Which makes me think, I don't know. I'm not convinced that they actually do run in pairs. I could see them doing like a guy winner and a girl winner. Or
I'm wondering.
I don't know.
It's like when TJ says when he's brought out, Kenny and Nerisse after elimination, says, like I said, you ride together, you die together. And I think it's when it's also like when he's telling this to them, saying, your ride or like your life depends on your ride or die. I feel like that is just an easy, segue into your back as pairs.
Yeah. No, I think you're probably right. I do think that they have to. Now I'm thinking about it again. Because I think that if they want that, I think they're going to have some sort of moment again where it's like your partner can decide whether to keep all the money or split the money with your ride or die.
For
like,
sure.
That has to happen at some point.
And
they love that.
That's exactly why I think that that they have to be back in pairs, because it's just asking for it.
Yes. So I think there's going to be that decision to some extent. And maybe they're running it single. And then at the very end, they can say, all right, well, now you have the choice. Are you going to split it? And I don't know any of these that would split it. Jordan's not splitting it with Anissa. Do you think Johnny splits it with Nany?
Johnny would. He definitely would. At this point, he would. I don't think he would dare do Nany that. I don't see it. Sarah, yeah, sure, like easily.
But Johnny loves that TV moment. I mean, I agree. Like, if there's anyone that he's going to split it with, it's Nany. But could you imagine if Johnny wins and then it's just like, sorry, Nany, I'm Johnny Bananas. I got to take all the money. That would be good TV. I kind of want to see it.
I could see. No, not she.
Could you imagine?
Nany finally gets her win, and she's not getting a damn dime.
That would be TV gold, though. Really,
that would be. And Johnny would be like, "No, I'll pay you myself, afterwards, or let me just have my moment."
Yeah, let's just get to the final. All this other stuff is. Come on, what are we doing? I'm done with it.
Yeah. This but last night's episode, okay, I will say by far my favorite scene was Nelly T ripping some ass.
I was gonna say, when you prompted that and said my favorite scene, I was like, you better be talking about Nelly farting on the wheel, because there's no other answer that was the best moment besides Nelly just wide legging and just ripping, just letting it rip, and TJ just lost it, and I would have as well. That was hilarious.
And I don't know. And I looked who he was in between. He was in between. Oh man, he was next to Olivia and someone, but I think it was Olivia. She's like, "Oh my god, he sharted! I can taste it!" Like,
oh god,
I there's no way. Part of me wants to believe that was the actual sound, but production probably amped that up a lot. I don't know if he has a microphone.
Unless he had a microphone on his butt, which
they did so well in it though.
That was hilarious.
I loved this trivia. Not gonna lie, I thought it was a great idea, just the concept of the spinning, and I like that they used like trivia about your ride or die. And
well, sometimes they did, and sometimes they gave like super easy questions. Like that was my kind of. I did enjoy it. I liked the spinning wheel of it. I liked the questions about your partner that they went back to that, but I didn't like the variety and difficulty, because some of them were way easier than others. Like spelling Anissa's last name. Come on, who's gonna be able to spell Anissa's last name correctly?
I mean, I know it, but I'm like, maybe I would place the R in the wrong place. But no, I think I don't know. I feel like I would have, but the average.
Spell it right now.
Ferreira.
Okay, yeah, you got it right.
But I'm sure that, not everyone who's actively on the same show as you is, looking up your, has you on social, looking that up, seeing that all the time. But I just remember that just from her saying that from her original Real World season. But I mean, everyone knows each other's last names, but yeah, I don't know. Some of these questions though, I like the Williams sisters. I mean, maybe when you're spinning upside down and
no,
I don't know.
Don't give any excuses.
I was shocked.
There's nothing that makes me feel like more intelligent than watching the trivia episode of the challenge. Because I'm like, how? Where are you living? How do you not?
I'm like, so
get these answers.
I'm like, so I know more about what sports than this guy?
Yeah.
And then we have we have Casey not knowing what Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve. What did she say? Eden? In the Garden of Eden is Eden. Just like, what?
I would have accepted if she said Adam and Steve. I would have been like, okay, sure. Maybe that's why she doesn't know. She thinks it was Eve and Eve.
That was bad. That one was really bad.
And then, I mean, I don't know why MTV just decided to, show their assholes and be like, let's just kind of prove that these teams are not ride or dies. Like Fessy not knowing how many siblings Mariah has, Mariah not knowing his birth month.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're not ride or dies. But I did appreciate Amber saying, never seen Star Wars. It's too long.
I mean,
she's not wrong.
I'm not a big Star Wars person either, but I knew that answer. Like,
I had never heard of that. I knew
R2D2. You've never heard of R2D2?
Oh, what is she? I thought it was CP3P.
It was, who is CP3PO's ride or die?
I mean, I guess that would have been my first assumption.
R2D2.
Yeah, that's the only. Yeah. So okay.
I don't know, but the worst one was not knowing the Williams sisters. I mean, come on, that's pathetic.
Yeah, maybe he just heard because I mean, it was kind of phrased a little strangely. Like they're like, he was like, 2 girls from Compton are the blah blah blah, and so maybe that was just stuck in his head. I don't know.
Who knows?
But it's not like they're spinning around while the question's being asked. They should be able to think. No,
I would think that they would be able to think. I think that they just don't know it, which is embarrassing. But here we are.
To say the least. Johnny wins for the team, I guess, or makes the winning answer. I couldn't really figure. Was there a point system? I don't even recall.
Yeah, it was first to 5, and it was 4-4 because Devin had the chance. Was it Devin? Somebody had the chance to win it on the other team, and then they didn't, and then it went to Johnny, and then he won it 5-4.
I guess redemption for him. I don't know. I still think he still holds the dumbest answer for trivia.
Which was
what language is spoken in Australia? And he said Dutch.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
That's bad. That's yeah. We'll give that one. That one's bad.
So he does win, and I guess the transition was to the my favorite part of the night, the club scene. And
yeah, they keep going back to like the same club, it seems.
I know. I mean, I feel that's just not actually fun. Like there's no, I mean, maybe they know, hey, this is going to be on TV. Let's make it look like we're having fun. But
that club doesn't look fun.
No,
like there's no energy in that club. It does not look fun at all. Like they are just.
Well, tell that to Tori and Olivia.
That does not look fun at all.
I don't know. I mean, I miss the days where they would go to, bars, restaurants, or what, nightlife that, I mean, it was as recent as, War of the Worlds, where they would, go where other actual people were out and about.
Yes, right. Like I wish there was other people. I agree. They didn't just shut it down in this little private thing. Because it would be hard to bring, and I don't know.
Yeah, but there was a moment, it's the only most significant moment, but Nelly T is not filling his team.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, he definitely, you could see it. He knew that he was on the low end of short end of the stick when they were voting for Kenny. He didn't know the vote, or whoever they were voting for, he didn't know the vote. And I'm like, well, look around. But you would think Fessy would at least, I don't know, fill him in. But I did love, he's like, I fucking hate this team. And Devin's like, wait, what? You hate the bar, the music? What is he's like, no, the fucking team.
Yeah, but if you're Nelly, that's the last person you should tell that to is Devin, because Devin will use that against that entire team. He'll find a way to use that information. I don't know. It just seemed like that was probably not the right person to tell that to. But I do think that it's setting us up for Nelly at some point to be going in by his team. Because I think it'd probably be Nelly and Chauncey.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
That's probably, like, there is an elimination, but they would have to lose a challenge, which who knows when they're actually going to lose a challenge. But I definitely think that Fessy and Johnny would end up throwing in Nelly or Chauncey. I don't know.
Ooh, if Fessy did that, ooh.
It just seems like we're going to get I don't know. I just feel like we're going to get a Nelly and Chauncey elimination at some point.
Well, I wonder. It's just the fact that it's everyone voting. What? How many votes were there? Were like 7 votes. 7 votes. That's a lot of people. But I mean, I guess you only need 4 people. Does he have 4 people on the other team? Oh no, he lost Nerys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think
this is setting it up for an elimination for him.
Which would really suck because Nelly's having like his best season ever.
I know.
He's won 3 dailies this season. Which is more than the last 7 seasons? 6 seasons combined? All the seasons?
Yet the last one was in Vendettas.
Yeah.
Which was 31.
And that was when he won 1. And he's won 3 now this season. 2 of them with Nerys, so we got to give Nerys some credit. But then like his team won, so that's still a daily win.
Oh, I did. Well, so then what did he? Oh, I guess he in Spies, Lies, and Allies when they split into 3 teams. I guess that one team.
I don't think he still won when he was on those teams. Yeah. Yeah.
Poor guy. No, not really. But I don't know. I do like how there's a little bit of a difference in him now. Just he's not. You can tell he really does fucking hate that team, and he's not just. Normally I feel like he does it for the camera a lot, but I mean, preach. But I love Devin was just like, this is great for our team.
Right. Yeah, it is.
Heard that. Dude, now, so these interrogations, I don't know how I feel about just Matt, like when there's like a lot of people on, in an interrogation, like whatever kind of season it is. It's kind of weird to me.
I don't like it either. I also feel like it's kind of like there's only 4 girls. You're throwing one of them in there. What are you expecting them to say that's really going to convince you? I don't know. It just seems like a lot.
I did though kind of like their questions. I mean, it's like it doesn't actually matter because I feel like they would know who they're gonna do, but they're trying to get information out of them. And like, well, what would you have done? And most of them were pretty good at dodging questions. But
yes,
but nobody's ever gonna say a name. I mean, they know better than that. That's too many people.
Yeah, well, it was interesting though because some of them took the strategy of, okay, I need to downplay and pretend that I'm not very good, which is what Mariah did. She says, I'm weak. You want to keep me on the team. You want to get rid of the stronger people. And that seemed to work. But like Nerys was like, oh yeah, I'm really good at this, this, and this. So it was like, that doesn't seem to be the right strategy.
I thought Jordan was, advising her and it didn't really pan out.
No. I mean, maybe it's just because that doesn't have much experience in being in that situation, but I don't know if there really was anything that she could have said that would have kept her out of being the choice. I don't know.
Part of me wonders also if it was to weaken Nelson so that, let's say it does come time for the team to lose, a guy's elimination, or to lose a daily. And it just so happens to be a guy's elimination. Well, he doesn't have a vote on that side anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know, out of these 4 girls, I thought that was pretty, I don't know. When you see them written out, I'm like, damn, they're all kind of good. Mm-hmm. Except for like Nani's the worst of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like as far as like athleticism,
mm-hmm.
You've got, Mariah, Amber, Nerys, and then Nani at the bottom. But
yeah, I mean, look at the elimination the elimination this week. If Nani goes up against any of those 3, I think she loses.
Oh, yeah.
Who would she beat? She wouldn't have beat any of them.
And what?
Maybe Nerys?
Here, I don't think so. I'm saying it now. Watch. So when it's the next female elimination, Nani's going to be first to choose, and that dagger's going to say safe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Watch it happen.
I was surprised she didn't pull the safe one this time. I thought for sure she was pulling the safe dagger, but because also, I mean, out of all the girls, Nani's also not beating Tori in an elimination. Nani's not beating Casey in an elimination. She's not beating Anissa in an elimination. She'd beat Anissa in the final, but she's not beating Anissa in that challenge. She definitely wouldn't have beat Anissa. Nani's pretty arguably the weakest girl left, which is crazy because she is the most prolific.
I mean, she has, yeah. No, watch her pull that safe, and just like how what Devin pulled the safe. If you pull the safe dagger first, I'm just convinced. Production. At that point, I'm convinced. But
Yeah.
I really do think there's somebody under there slapping it on, because this way Nani didn't
It's
have to show
Tommy.
the cards. It's Tommy. They kept
He's the
him,
only sized person that could do it.
They kept him on the payroll. Like,
Mhm.
no, I definitely believe that. Yeah, but but let's see. We do go to the zone, and well, there was a lot of, I can't remember if it was Nani, if it was Mariah. No, Nani was, basically asking Amber and Mariah to use the safe dagger on her. And that's why she didn't want to pull it. But I feel like Mariah was also kind of like that with Amber and Nani.
Yes. Which,
in fact, I think all three of them, they all said the same thing to each other. I swear. So it was like all of them were gonna show their cards. Because Amber on Twitter right now, she ain't happy about it. She's got shit to say.
I think, yeah, but she's used to it at this point, right? Like, she doesn't have as much, I guess, anger, because she's used. This always happens to her, and she always has to prove herself down there.
But I just got Amber.
Poor Amber.
But she killing it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I want to go straight to, well, the group vote is for Nerisse is 4 to 1 to 1 to 1.
Yeah, but let's take those 1 to 1 to 1 votes, because those were interesting, right? So Fessy voted Amber.
Yeah,
right?
Fessy voted Amber, and then Olivia
voted
Nani.
And then
who would have voted for
Nelson?
Nelson voted for Mariah.
Because Nelson obviously wasn't going to vote for Nerisse. But it's interesting, like, those other votes, like, what you pretty much knew Nerisse was going to go in. I don't know. It's just interesting that, like, these are group decisions, but not, and there's still all these votes.
Well, does that mean, I wonder then, so are those three on the ones on the outs? No, not Fessy, because he just couldn't vote for Mariah. Because I was wondering if it's 4 to 3, are those three on the short end of the stick?
But why does Fessy vote Amber and not Nerisse?
That's a good point. Probably I mean, you know how he feels about her. We've seen it. It's just, I don't know what this is again with Casey and Fessy against Amber.
Yeah, it just seemed like a really dumb, like, there's no reason to do that. Just put Nerisse. Nerisse is going in. She's like, that she's going to get these votes. Why be a dick to Amber? I mean, I could say that pretty much every episode, but
unless you're right. Well, I guess everyone had a ride or die in there. I guess that's the only thing that makes sense. You don't vote for your ride or die, but at the same time, though, why are throw the votes everywhere?
Yeah,
it's odd. I don't remember the last time I saw. I don't remember the last time I've seen a burn vote that there were 3 different burn votes on somebody completely different.
Yeah, it was kind of odd.
It was odd, but I am glad that this group voting is a thing again, because that's my favorite form of voting someone into elimination is whenever they would just have to openly just say it out loud as a group, the house vote. I much prefer that. But Mariah chooses the safe dagger, saves Nani, not surprised. And this elimination, Chef's kiss.
Mhm.
This was one of the best eliminations I've seen. Like I enjoyed the one with Jordan and Laurel, Jack, and Anissa. I
Mhm.
enjoyed that one, but there's just something about pole wrestle that I love so much, and
Yeah.
especially this form. But just the fact that I mean, maybe Amber was a little bit better athlete than Nerys, but it wasn't for sure by any means. Like I
No.
loved watching them go at it. I thought it was a sight to see.
Yeah, I hope that this is the way that they do pole wrestle going forward, because I do think that having the ability to like move your hands and actually get leverage, and that's so much better than just having a long pole.
Speak for yourself. No, but
you know.
But this contraption, I mean, I couldn't figure out the shape. It looked, it was a weird little doodah. I don't know. It looked scary. It looked like I don't want to fuck with that.
Well, didn't TJ try to give like some history lesson about this actually being a thing? I was like, it looks like you just had a shape and you put some ropes on it.
Well,
Like,
it was
I don't know if this is really.
It was called
historical.
Pato Brawl. So whatever. Yeah, Pato.
But is that actually a thing? I don't know.
Well, apparently it's the national sport of Argentina. Oh, they are in Argentina. Okay. Still,
Okay.
I don't know what they're doing with it, but yeah, I do kind of like that you can twist. I mean, you might dislocate something, but maybe that's why they were all able to, or they were able to hold on, much longer. Because I feel like when the last couple of pole wrestles that we've seen at all, it's over rather quickly, and they didn't even slow mo this too much. Which that's one thing I hate that when they do in eliminations is just give us nothing but like slow mo and not let us just see it play out like they used to in like the earlier challenges. Because
yeah,
I want to see it happen in real time. I don't want this overly produced, like something like this. I want to see it, but this was great. I mean, and Amber just showed, she always just shows such athleticism and how she can, she can bend. And even Chauncey, commenting on that, like, oh yeah, she sure can, bend in bed or whatever.
yeah.
But I mean, she go
yeah.
off, sis. No, she killed that. I mean,
she did kill that.
3 seasons, and she's 5-1 in eliminations.
That's insane.
And so at this point, in her out of the 5 eliminations that she's won in total, 2 were hall brawls, 1 was a pole wrestle. Like, and she's won a season. Like, stop sleeping on Amber. Stop
Put some respect on her name.
Some respect on her name. Like, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to give her credit.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, she might not be the best in politics or a couple other key aspects of the game, but no, but she did that shit. Except the one thing that I can't figure out. Well, Nerys said in the official challenge podcast that Amber had mentioned something about wanting to go home because of like a family situation or something. And that's
or
why
she said that she was like checked out, right? That she seemed checked out. Was that it?
Yeah. Well, I swear I heard Nerys say family thing, but I don't know how she would know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, she was checked out, and so that's why they make it easier, put Amber in. But no, she was never gonna be that checked out. No way.
No. Yeah, and once Amber gets down there, she's going to beast mode and crush it. So I don't understand why they keep underestimating her. It's dumb.
Yeah. Which are you more of a fan of, pole wrestle or hall brawl? Which one's your cup of tea?
I prefer pole wrestle. Although, yeah, I prefer. It depends on which hall brawl version you get to, I guess. But I really thought that this version of pole wrestle was the best that
It
we've
was.
seen.
It's just like some of the most iconic eliminations have been like their pole wrestle. Hall brawl is just so like just like
But what
running
would
into each
happen
other.
if Jordan was down there on this one?
Well, that's the thing. That's when you said earlier, about how there's nothing like he can't do. I just quickly thought, I'm like, what have we not been able to see him do, and or just like fail at, instantly.
I think he has lost the pole wrestle.
He lost it to Fessy on Total Madness because
he can't grip that.
It was like Johnny and Wes like making the decision, and they were like, they fucking hated Jordan. They were like, yeah, I'll give him Fessy. But yeah, you really can't, grip on that. So I wonder
I think production will do whatever they can to make sure, like, they put this on a women's elimination. Whereas, I think that because that would be really shitty. Like, if they knew that there was a chance of Jordan going down there and gave him something like this, where he's at a severe disadvantage due to no fault of his own, like, that would not be fair. So,
yeah, this is the only thing that I've seen that's just I don't think he could really get away with.
Right.
And yeah, so I guess that's the only time I could see or be okay with production, picking and choosing their eliminations. But there's just something about when you go to like the it pans to the elimination arena and it's nothing but a circle in the sand. I love that. Like no matter what's in there, if it's a circle in the sand and barely anything and nothing built, or barely anything built, that's when I know it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, the simpler the better. No puzzles. Just
yeah. No, just like give us a lot less puzzle. It just
I feel like we've gotten a lot of puzzle this.
God,
could
you imagine a pole wrestle with a twist? It also has a puzzle to it, like.
No.
Or like, what if it's that contraption, but you have to like,
no, yeah,
like jigsaw your way up.
No,
I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them.
So, well, now that we lose Nerys, what do you think is going to happen with Jordan and I guess Tori? And like, where does Jordan go now? Like, how does this? Because I think he's going to be there for a while. I don't think Tori's going anywhere for a while. Like, do you think that just gets rekindled, or does Jordan move to a new girl?
Oh, a new girl. Well, there's no rookies left. Is Mariah now the only
Olivia?
Nah, she's already taken. Maybe he takes a couple weeks off until Nelly T leaves, and then
I don't know. I think he probably cuddles right back up to Tori.
Well, the preview for next week it showed Tori definitely like yelling.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. We're watching a toxic relationship of one sort or of another, but
I hope we only have like 2 more weeks of the teams, and then we're done with those and go back to the pairs.
I think that's what's gonna happen, but I'm just curious about. Because it would kind of maybe they come back to the team, because I'm thinking of how with 9 episodes left, how they could get away with that as far as, let's say the next two are single eliminations. And then what, do they go back to double like pair eliminations? Or that's the thing I'm wondering, how we get 9 more episodes out of it.
I think they could go back to pair eliminations. I mean, we're already down to
because there would be and you need to get down to 4 or 5 pairs. What how many run in a final normally? Like 10, 8 maybe?
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. I just wish if this was a season with a cast like Final Reckoning, which I will say that is my absolute top. That is my favorite season by far, from beginning to end. The cast, the final, Millionaire Mitchell doing that, just Davon. That was just the absolute best. That's a season to have a redemption house where we see the footage.
Yeah.
This, hell, I wouldn't. What we're seeing, Kenny, Nari, what are they doing?
Nothing.
And so, and it's like it's confirmed that like there is no redemption house. No, they were in a hotel.
Yeah,
Like,
which is fine. I'm fine with that.
I'm fine. I am fine with that. Yeah.
Yes.
But with that said, we'll wrap it up. If you have not already done so, be sure to smash that like and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. And we will most likely be back next Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah,
that sounds great.
It's a men's elimination. I'm ready to see these dudes kick rocks.
Mm-hmm. They're probably going to throw Horatio down again. Horatio.
If he does, I think he breaks the record for the most times being thrown into. It's either being thrown into elimination, or maybe I guess elimination wins if he were to win in a season, or at least in a rookie season. The last time that anybody had, I think 5 is his number right now. If it is 5, the last person to ever do that in the rookie season was Wes on his rookie season. So that's saying something. That is a long time ago.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter at CouchPotatoQWNZ. Catch us on Instagram at CouchPotatoQueens, spelled the same way. And Doug, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Dofurg, DOFURG. Emphasis on the FU.
Period.
JK.
Period. And you can find me on Instagram at Reginald__George. But I'd say stick to Twitter, because apparently my tweets are just getting all over the place.
That's right.
They're really dumb ones too. But for whatever reason, people like it. You can follow me there at wasreallygood1. Yes. And a happy holidays to everyone.
Happy holidays, everyone. Stay safe out there. Enjoy your family and friends and whatever else, and have a good holiday season. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.